welcome to the Wiki View with Sean Srock. I am Sean, the Keenan Torres in here. And of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy Srock the Mike. What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. It's another week. Actually, it's the second week in the books, you know, for February. For Black
Damn, it's 2 weeks already?
We're 2 weeks in, man. 2 weeks in. You know, HBO, they're showing the Black experience everywhere. Show us Netflix.
Yeah, okay, that's some BS.
Amazon.
That's
yeah,
some
you know
BS.
what? I gotta agree, man. It's not like they show like the best of best movies when they do that. You know, if you're gonna do it, bring like the best of best. Bring out the Black Panthers. Bring out, you know, what's that one with the maid with what's her name? That was a good movie, by the way. Get Out by
Color Purple with the maid. I don't know.
Not Color Purple. What's her name? I can't remember her name. She's a heavyset lady. She's been in a lot of big movies, but man,
Medea.
No, that was a comedy. This wasn't a comedy. This woman.
Precious.
She shot in. She worked for a white couple. She shot in their. They wanted her to make a pie. Like
she pooped in her pie.
Like, oh yeah, the owner was very abusive towards her.
Oh,
so
okay.
Still literally gross. Took a shot in her pie.
Oh and, my god, poop pie,
pretty much
poop pie special.
And they ate it.
Did they?
That's the thing.
Did they enjoy it?
Yeah. She may. I guess she put a lot of sugar in it or something. I don't know. But you know,
or ate a lot of sugar. Down these cupcakes real quick for this poop pie about to make a little later on.
Or even Malcolm X. Like I have not seen the movie Malcolm X anywhere on any of these sites.
I don't think I've ever seen the movie Malcolm X.
Oh, have you never seen the movie?
Was it with Denzel?
Oh yeah, great movie.
Maybe
I have
never
seen the movie. You've got to see the movie. It's a great movie.
Did you see on HBO they have I heard it's pretty good. I haven't watched it yet. The Judas and Black Messiah.
I'm watching that this weekend. I just got done watching Little Things.
I didn't know it was like free. I thought it was just like, you know, one of those you got to pay to stream or something like that.
No, it's great. As long as you have an HBO subscription, you can see the day that it releases in theaters, you can see it on HBO.
Do you think that's like going to be the start of like
I don't think it's
not going to movie theaters to where they'll just stream like blockbuster type movies on different platforms? I mean, I guess the theater is the experience, right?
It's the experience, and it's also all about the money. I mean, think about it. You're talking about there's this movie in China, the China Detective 3. It's the third installment, and
a generic movie title.
It's pretty generic, but here's the gist of it. That movie has now grossed more than Avengers Endgame did in its first weekend in China.
It's called the China Detective.
The China Detective 3 is the third one.
Yeah, but China's comedy. They probably forced you to watch it. Like,
well, no. This is 300. They in their opening weekend they made 395 million compared to 327 million from Endgame. First weekend.
Yeah. I don't know. Now
you
go at Endgame now. I feel like Marvel they got to top it. They got to come up with something else.
You think Marvel's not going to top that? Come on now.
What's after Endgame? It's over, right? I don't follow the series.
They're on phase 6 now. They're on phase 6. So now phase 6 kind of got a little kind of wonky. So phase 6 was supposed to be Doctor Strange.
That's my favorite Doctor Strange.
But Doctor Strange, Loki, Thor.
I don't understand how Loki and Thor are. Why are they even in this? Like, aren't they gods? Like, why are they even wasting their time with human problems?
because
that bored.
Because in Thor's case, it's Midgard, so we're fall under his protection. So apparently, we've always been under he's been fighting off things forever, and we just didn't know it until things made it to Earth, I guess.
But how you think your planet hasn't been destroyed? Who you think is doing that? How you think you're just lucky? No, that's me. That's me protecting y'all.
That's pretty what he said. Yeah. And and Loki, he's been through so many like reboots for his own personality in just the Marvel universe alone. Just not comic books or anything else. Just the Marvel movie franchise.
And he always betrays
he's been the bad guy, the good guy, the who knows what.
Yeah. Like, why do they even trust him? Like, why do they even call him when shit goes south? Like, like a part of you would be like, I know he has something to do with this. Like how do they always know our number? How do they get in touch with us? Oh, low key, obviously, but it's like, you gotta love them. It's like the bad little brother.
The Endgame is still, one of the best ones, but that movie has killed box office records, including here. I mean, I don't know how good the China Detective is.
I gotta check it out. It better be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now I gotta check it out, and now I'm getting more back into movies with stuff because because we haven't really done any movies in like the last year, and editing kind of slowed down, so we don't have anything good really coming out. I've been looking at a lot of foreign films. And there's some good ones out there. There's one called what was it? The Quake. It's a Dutch film. Great.
The Quake. Movie. Is it on Netflix?
Quake. It's on Hulu.
Is it one of the ones where it's like they dub over the voices and it doesn't even sound like, No.
It's still it's a subtitle, so you got
I'd rather take subtitles in a different language. Subtitles with them speaking their natural language than the dub over, which don't make no sense at all.
Yeah.
But Papa.
The only you have to find a studio who's willing to really put the money into getting the dub right. Then, because sometimes they'll say, okay, we're just gonna dub this. They'll hire some voice actors.
Yeah,
and they'll dub it quick with no research and know what these people are really trying to say. Because it's not just what they're saying; it's what they're really trying to say.
I wish
they actually get the translation correct.
Do you ever see like the funny dubs, like like on YouTube, people voiceovers?
Yeah.
Like there should be like a whole niche for that market to where like I'm talking about like $1 million production, big budget movies, with all this action and special effects, but like it'd be dubbed over by like comedians, and it would just be hilarious, like for 2 hours straight.
Well, okay, I think there's kind of something similar going on. So on Netflix, there's real quick. So the Quake movie, I'll get right back to the other one. So the Quake movie, they actually speak in Dutch, but if you know about Dutch language, there's also some English words mixed into it. So while they're speaking in their native language, their native tongue, you still get some English words, so you're not completely lost in the in the subtitle. So even though you might be reading, there may be like a couple scenes where it's all English, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what we're talking about. So you don't miss anything.
But the English word is usually like, "Yup" or "Nope."
No, it's
okay.
No, it's actually goes in the whole explanation because a lot of words, a lot of technology came out of the U.S. So there's no alternative word for it in their language. So they have to call it by the English term.
Yeah, that's always the funny one. It's a word that's not a word for them. It's just like super duper. Like no one who speaks English, at least in America, ever says super duper in a movie for adults. Oh man, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna check it out. So it's the Chinese Detective 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm gonna check it out. But I could say there's two on Netflix. It's called The Uncanny Encounter, and there's some other kind of zombie one. Both are one's dubbed, the other subtitle. Both are quirky. They have overuse of colors, which actually I kind of like. But it's multi-million-dollar. You can tell they put millions of dollars in this, but it's funny and quirky. So it kind of goes into it. And I guarantee you, once they dub it over, if they even follow exactly what the subtitle says, it'll be just as funny. It'll be just as funny.
I'm gonna check it out. I think it's one of my goals, just to voice over a movie.
What's funny is I haven't seen Parasite yet, though. Everyone rails about Parasite. I've not seen it yet.
I saw it when all the hype was built up. I saw it on Amazon, I think, and I just didn't. It was just a movie to me. Like I didn't really. Wasn't nothing that stood out in particular. It wasn't like, it made you think afterwards, or it wasn't like, something new. It was good, I guess, but it wasn't.
Like I know the gist of the movie, but it's to me knowing the gist of it, about how this person was all. I'm not gonna give anything away. So this basically how this person was always in the house the whole time. That's the gist of the movie. I don't see how that was anything groundbreaking movie wise.
Like was it? Maybe it was like shot like low budget. I don't know. Maybe it was like an indie film that was shot very professionally or something. Because like I just really didn't. Maybe I didn't get the storyline. I mean, I got the storyline, but I didn't see it like, holy shit! Like, is this like The Departed or something? Is it like a huge twist at the end, or does this play in another movie? No, it was just
like the twist was there, but the twist, the audience knew the whole time apparently.
Yeah.
So you already knew the twist. So it's not really a twist. The only twist is him finally figuring out the issue.
Maybe like in like the Chinese, because it was a Chinese movie, right? I don't want to like.
No, it's Korean.
Okay, well maybe like in that culture, like that's kind of like out of the norm. I guess what the movie was kind of the whole plot.
Korean culture in their films are very closely related to American culture in films, because the Korea and in the US, we've been friends for a long time.
South Korea,
and so a lot of our things have kind of carried over because
right.
One, as a soldier, you have to do so much time in Korea. So you're going to go out into the economy, you're going to meet people, you're going to marry people from Korea, all that happens. Mm-hmm. So they get a lot of influx from Americans over there, including expatriates who have stayed in Korea.
Stay there, so, get deployed there. It's like, what? I might just stay.
And some people do. Some people are like, and Korea really is. I mean, I didn't get to see the beautiful part of it. I got to see like this grassy area, but it's a beautiful country. It's a lot like if you take New York City and LA, you put it together and you put a beach there, you got Korea.
Check it out. Go to what is Seoul? Is that the capital, right?
Seoul's the capital.
Seoul, Korea, baby. Parasite. Watch out.
But you can't go to Korea without going close to the DMZ, because you got to see the DMZ, because you got to see that you got to see the
demilitarized zone.
Yeah, because you've got to be able to know that across that little line, that there's people over there who want to kill you without even knowing who you are.
Does anybody just kind of like put their foot across, like like they don't mess around like that?
No, it's guarded for one, like heavily guarded, so it's kind of hard to do something like that. And the only ones who have crossed it was in this last administration, and they pretty much did all the foolhardy stuff that we needed them to do anyway. Hey, I'm trying to cross this line and accomplish absolutely nothing, but I'm across the line anyway.
I remember I saw a video of a what do you call them? A defect or whatever.
Oh yeah, defect
from North Korea. He was he was trying to leave, and my man had to do some James Bond type stuff. Like he was crawling, ducking, dodging bullets. Like, yeah,
I want to hire that. I want to hire if I was someone in a corporate world. And I needed someone to protect me and also gather information for me. That would be my guy. That's my dude right there.
He survived. He lived. He lived to tell the tale.
He lived. He didn't lose any limbs. He got shot I think 6 or 7 times.
Jesus, damn. He must. You
still
really
made it.
Hate where you at to risk all that just to cross the imaginary line.
He got shot that many times, still in his home country, and made it across the border, which wasn't like right there. He still had several yards, miles to go, whatever,
exactly,
to get there, and he still did it, bleeding profusely.
That's right there.
I'm telling you, that'd be my dude. I'm like, look, you can't, you do not leave my side.
That's you won in the fourth quarter with 10 seconds left. Yo, put the de facto in. What you call put him in? He can take a few shots. That's crazy. Well, kudos. I wonder what he's doing now, right? I'm sure there'll be a documentary about it soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's already one in Korea, but I think, well, for one, he's going through a debrief, so they're trying to learn everything they can about North Korea from him. So there's that. Plus, he's got to have to reestablish himself in South Korea.
Yeah, do North Korea send like agents like to get this dude back, or it's just?
I'm sure once you free. I'm sure there's spies in South Korea, because I mean, if you think about it, the guy killed his own brother in an airport outside of his country. So, yeah.
Damn, that's fucked up. I mean, I'm sure they go back and forth through the border, just like I remember Narcos were not Narcos, but like the cartel digging tunnels in Mexico under the ground.
No,
don't do that because South Korea, North Korea.
Because it's because of North Korea. North Korea is very, very strict. Like we think of the Middle East as being very strict, because of some of their laws and things, but it's not like North Korea, because North Korea, it's it's a true dictatorship. Whereas if you look at me wrong, and I'm in the top echelon of the
I'm emperor.
I'm not just emperor. I'm talking about I'm in his cabinet. I'm in his tight circle, whatever.
Uh-huh.
If you're of that status and someone looks at you wrong, you can have them killed without no repercussion. So you think? So I don't. There's been defectors, of course. There's been people who've made it to China and South Korea. They mainly try to go to South Korea because if they go to China, I think there's some kind of thing.
China ever send you back?
Yeah, probably send you back.
Like, no, I can't. You don't understand. I can't go back. I'm dead. You literally are sealed about death if I go back there.
And they're still sending you back. But I don't. So they go through like woods and things, and they hop train cars. But there's really no tunnels to go because it's for one, it's close to water.
Mm-hmm.
For two, they patrol that country like crazy. So I'm sure that they're always looking closer to
for something. For something. Damn.
Yeah. And then I don't think and the repercussion of it is, unlike here where you just get arrested, you go to trial, all that stuff. They're probably gonna shoot you in the tongue.
Yeah, ain't no judge, ain't no jury. We the judge. This pistol's the jury.
Yeah.
And these bullets is the verdict.
Pretty much.
Guilty again. Oh man.
Damn. Yeah. So how was your week? I know you've had a pretty eventful week.
Man,
with Super Bowl.
Where do I start? Where do I start? Super Bowl's wild, of course. Yeah, man, Super Bowl was crazy, man. Working at a bar in the city that wins the Super Bowl is always going to be eventful. It was packed, man.
So it was. So you got to tell me. How bad was it really in this? I was almost at studio, but how bad was it really?
It wasn't, man. It's hard to say because when I was working, it's so busy. Like I can't. We're all spread out, so I can't really be like monitoring like what's going on inside, what's going on outside or on the streets. But I will say this, man, it was just like, I went outside and we put together like a little tent, which is cool. But it was just people all up in the streets, and it's just, when the game ended, like you would have thought like we was like, rioting for freedom or something like that. Like it was like one of those, but instead it was a bunch of 18 to we'll say 45-year-old, kids and adults all up in the streets. It was dudes climbing trees.
They were older than 45.
Yeah, it was.
I saw some people out there with some already really white hair.
Yeah.
So
usually I blame it on like the college kids, like damn college kids out there acting wild, but no, it was grown ass adults, with who know better that was out there. But man, it was wild, man. It was burning, like dudes was climbing trees. Like it was a fire truck that went. I almost thought, I was like, either that's a fireman or this dude is that crazy that he's on the side of a fire truck. It was a dude on the fire truck without a shirt on.
Oh, my God.
Going crazy.
Was the fire truck moving?
A little bit, because it was trying to It was trying to get through the crowd, because the crowd was in the streets. And I was like, damn, I hope they ain't trying to go put out a fire, because you gotta call them like, hey, we're not gonna make it. You gotta get out the house if your shit is on fire.
So this dude decided, hey, there's a fire truck, I'm gonna jump on it.
Yeah, they was on trees. One dude, like, I don't know why
I heard a sign got tore down.
Yeah, I don't know why people just have the urge to take down like speed limit signs for some reason.
Well, to kind of go along with that, I don't understand. When I get happy, destroying something does not come into play when I'm happy about something. Now, if I'm mad about something, yes, I want to hit something, I want to destroy it. But if I'm happy, I want everybody else to be happy. I'm not trying to break anything.
We celebrating, we laughing, giggling, cheering, but like
throwing some alcohol over the place. You may get sprayed with some alcohol.
That did happen. There was a few people shaking up, champagne. I don't know where they got it from, but shaking up champagne with beer bottles. It was girls standing on the table for something. Like, I don't know what it is about people wanting to stand on top of shit. Like they just want to be seen, I guess. Everybody wants to be seen. But
I mean, I can understand that part. I can understand. Breaking shit, I don't get that one.
Because
I don't get
people
it.
break stuff because it's like they know that they're not gonna get in trouble for it. I think people like the allure of like getting away with something per se
because it's a happy time.
Exactly, because it's like the odds of you getting caught, in a crowd of thousands of people is probably not going to happen. So I was like, let me commit my crime. It's kind of like The Purge. Remember the movie The Purge is like, you got to get out that that anarchy out for just a little bit. And if that's tearing down a speed limit sign, so be it. But yeah, man, it was crazy.
It also kind of goes along with, if everyone's happy, that means the police are also happy. So the police are also happy.
Yeah.
And it means the DA is happy. So that means I break this sign down. Now, granted, I'm sure it doesn't go all the way through the head like this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day is if I break the sign down, the worst I'm going to get is slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just overly excited. That's going to be my excuse.
Yeah. Well, you probably still get hit with a huge fine. But
I don't even think it's going to be a huge fine. Maybe like a $500 fine. Yeah,
I guess that'd be $500 fine for.
Again, I huge fine to me is like
the street side.
$2,000. You do, because I've had to pay a fine over $1,000. Actually, I had to pay a fine that's less than $1,000. So trust me, I think a huge fines. I'm thinking $1,000 fine. $500 fines to me are big fines. So
I don't know how much is the fine for like destroying public property. I guess it depends on.
I know that when I play loud music, this is back in the 90s. But when I played not loud music and I got a ticket for it, my fine was $550.
Okay, I just could have been an asshole cop who's just like, you know what? Let me give you the max. Most people don't get a max fine, because usually it's always like
this is a cop
up to 5 years in prison plus $2,000 or something like that.
Yeah, this was a cop I knew to make it so bad. That's the bad part about it.
I
knew the guy taught me in a class, and I'm like, hey, I know this guy. We talk after class. No, he's like, I taught you, really? Oh, okay. Well, here's your ticket.
I was like, your class was horrible, by the way. And
trust me. After I got to meet with them, that how they do that whole meet with a cop before you actually go to court thing. I was like, yeah, you're an asshole. I was, normally I'd be like, maybe not say something and drop the fine. No, he already put what he wants the fine to be.
Once you get fined, you say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there like off limit? Is there things you can't? Well, obviously you can't probably make any threats, but I'm sure there's like a printout somewhere of things you can say that won't get you arrested.
Pretty much, as long as you don't yell or cuss, they can't arrest you.
Really, they can arrest you for swearing.
Certain states have it on the books.
Those are probably like Rhode Island or some state like that, to where they just need money for everything.
basically, any place in the South.
You piece of shit, officer. What was that? Say it again. 5 to 10. You locked up for 10 years. Or swear that, officer.
Yeah. Anything. Yeah. Places, and I've had cops plenty of, and not just out. I always love to pick on my home state, South Carolina, but not just in South Carolina. It happened to me in Georgia as well. Cops come up. You do them. If you cuss one more time, or you say one more time, then I'm going to arrest you. I'm like,
well, yeah, that's like something like, what do you want? My dad or something? Like, come on.
What?
Like, I'm gonna say what I want to say because this is my car and I'm about to pay this ticket just that you about to give me right here.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Freak that. Freak, officer. I said freak. Like, nah. But it's funny, man. Like when they were going crazy in the streets, like the cops obviously there's cops there, but then we had like the patrol on horses. That was interesting. Like they were like, I was like, I don't know how I feel about
out there. They don't really come all the way out there. Normally they just do the whole Ybor City downtown area. That's the only time I've seen them.
But no, they were there not only on Super Bowl Sunday, but the Saturday and Friday beforehand, days before. And it's so weird because like I was in the kind of like in our back employee area, which is outside too, and there's a fence by the alley. Can't really see through the fence, but you can see obviously anything over the fence. And I see like 3 cops like coming down, but like, on the other side of the fence. I was like, damn, like they was like, why are they so fucking tall? And it's like, and then you can kind of see the horses like through the gaps in the fence. I'm like, holy shit. And this still blows my mind how big like certain animals are in real, like when you see them like in real life versus like seeing them on TV. Like a horse. I know a horse is big, but seeing like a person on a horse, like
at night.
Yeah, like you don't realize them things are huge. Like, and like, you always hear about these stories of people that get like kicked by horses. And like when you hear about it, like, damn, that must have hurt. And then when you see a horse in real life, you're like, damn, they must have died because I
Yeah.
can imagine getting kicked by that big ass thing.
I mean,
full
look at
force.
his thigh. Just his thigh is like that big.
Yeah.
Imagine
And
and it's nothing but muscle.
And then
It's
you got like,
nothing but muscle.
I assume 160 to 200 pound person, fully geared up officer, like on the back of it, and it's just walking with like it ain't nothing. And I picture myself like I probably couldn't carry a person, 200 pounds all day long and run like 40 miles an hour with them on my back. Like that's a strong animal. Or like I've been in a zoo before. You ever see like a real bear? How big like a bear, like a grizzly bear?
Oh yeah, they're huge.
It's like
they're
a minivan.
Huge.
Think of a minivan that can,
especially a brown bear, a grizzly. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like, a black bear is like a pet. A black bear is
they're the smallest. They're the smallest ones, right?
Yeah, they're like the size of an Alaskan Malamute or something like that. They're big, but not like, oh my god.
Yeah, man.
But
it's like,
a grizzly.
Like it just makes you think like, damn, we live on a planet with these things. Are like they're somewhere out there on Earth, like just roaming around, just waiting,
walking, just chilling, just chilling.
Like, how do we get like past that part of them not just eating all of us?
Well, that's simple. That's a simple answer. And you know the answer.
Yeah,
a gun. I mean, that was it. Not a spear, not fire. Gun is what enabled us to be able to basically build more.
Man, if bears, I mean, I'm sure they have like pretty sizable brains, but if bears were like just as smart as like people, like, do you think like the world would be run by bears right now? Kind of like the Planet of the Apes situation. Like if bears like weren't as smart. Say if they were just like, I don't know. I think 98% the same.
Nah, I think a gorilla would take the lead.
Gorilla? You think so?
Because it's the whole opposable thumb thing for one.
Yeah, but that's only like convenient because it's convenient to humans. But like if we all started from the same starting point, like
I'm talking about for a gorilla. Like, gorillas have opposable thumbs, and they can use them to grasp things. Being able to grasp something makes you that much more because so a bear, including a bear's strength, versus a gorilla, and including this a gorilla strength. This bare bones to bare bones, no weapons whatsoever. They're pretty equally matched if you think about it.
I don't know.
If
they had no fight, a gorilla and a bear. Bro,
have you seen a grayback gorilla? Them jokers are massive.
They're big and strong, but you guys, and one swipe from a bear is like swords.
Same thing.
It's just a whole bunch of swords, just machetes just coming towards you.
but that's for you and I. That's gonna go like paper through, knife through paper. Now, gorilla skin is not like that. A gorilla skin, he's gonna take that cut, be like, what is this? And keep on keeping on.
I don't know, man. Gorillas are big, but bears are like buses. Now, we got it. I'm sure it's a video out there with the same debate.
Well, so here's the big thing. A polar bear is the biggest bear, period.
Is it?
Yeah, polar bear is the biggest bear, period. And I've seen them in person, and I've seen a gorilla in person. A gorilla is only a fraction smaller than a polar bear. So compared to a grizzly, they're about equal to me. This from my own.
That can't be right.
Yeah,
look big, but they not like size wise. I don't think they even remotely close. I'll look it up after this, but I think.
But that leads to this. So a gorilla, unlike a bear, has that thumb. So now, not only am I as strong as you are or close to it, but I can also pick up a metal bat or a pole.
Yeah,
and hit you with it.
But a gorilla's not. I mean, they may be able to use.
You
like
think a gorilla's not good?
But
come on, they pick up trees all the time.
It's just too much animal. It's too much animal to even like one.
Nah. You know what?
I'll say a bear has like a kill shot. Like one bite, swipe, whatever it is, it does. It will kill anything.
Nah.
Like the only thing can take a punch from like a bear is like another bear.
But you really think a gorilla does not have a kill swing?
Yeah, like against a person, maybe a human, but
really, have you not seen a gorilla take on a lion?
Yeah. But,
oh my god!
I'm telling you, man, these bears are huge.
And I know they're huge. I've seen them in person.
Like heads, like the size of like.
Yes. See, I think you're using like the size of a gorilla at like Busch Gardens or something, like the black gorillas. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the grayback gorillas that are like the size of like 2-story buildings almost. These things are massive.
Let's see. I know they have some type of comparison.
Oh yeah, it's always online.
Yeah, it says gorillas have very thick skin. Oh, it doesn't have extremely thick skin. Yeah, man, a bit. But I'm telling you, a bear would bro. That's like it's like you.
But see,
like that's like you fighting an infant.
I wonder.
That'd be like you fighting an infant, and it would be it wouldn't even be a fight. It'd be a massacre. The only way you would lose is if you like slipped on something and like fell down the steps or something, like on accident. Like you can only lose on accident against an infant, or you get sick. That's it. But yeah, man, I kind of lost track. I was thinking about the horses. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
So as always,
what we got?
There's something.
Okay.
And if you look on YouTube, there is an actual brown bear versus gorilla.
Okay, but that's like the smallest brand.
No. A brown bear is a grizzly. It's a black bear that's the smallest. They call brown bears.
They fight each other.
Oh yeah.
Who wins?
Oh yeah. I didn't click on it because we're in the middle of a show. Why am I click on it while we're in the middle of a show?
Listen, that can't be real. There's no way you could set this up. Like when would they ever be in the same habitat? Unless they had the zoo in the glass break or something. And even then, I don't even think they would attack each other. It's like a mutual respect thing. Like, what's up? What you doing over here? What you doing over here in the bear exhibit, man? Don't make me swipe you. The gorilla's like, I don't know, man. We over there just chilling with gorillas and the glass broke. I'm trying to figure it out. I thought this was Gorilla Glue. Apparently not. Oh, we gotta watch that. Oh, speaking of Gorilla Glue, you see that video of the girl?
Oh my put it in her God. Hair? Yes, and it gets even better. But yeah, I saw it. Her name was Landy something. I forgot.
What was she thinking?
Well, I watched her little YouTube thing, or not YouTube, or Instagram thing, whatever. So her explanation was she was out of product. They did not have any. They didn't have any at the store. Apparently, they didn't have any at the store she was at.
She was out of like some type of hair product.
Yeah. So she reached for this, thinking it didn't say not to do it, and it said, it said danger, but it didn't say not to do it.
Yeah, but
so she did it.
Well, I feel like that's implied. Like they shouldn't have to put that on there. Like, just like. Don't
just like coffee's hot, but yet someone is now rich because of it happening. I mean, common sense doesn't mean you're not. Common sense does not give anyone an escape. Pretty much, you're all going to be stupid at some point or another about something. And this was just
except when it comes to the law. The judge would be like, ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Which is different from common sense. Common sense and ignorance, two different things. But no, I agree with you. It's one of those things where you're expected to know every law out there so you don't break it somehow, which is kind of funny. But that's apparently when it comes to warning labels, you're not held to the same standard or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but a company shouldn't have to all right, there should be a threshold of intelligence where okay, you should know better. Like we're not paying for your damages, and you put Gorilla Glue, which is one of the strongest glues out there, is why they hint Gorilla Glue and not just regular ass glue. I mean, even regular glue, you may have had a chance.
What's funny is no one that I know of anyway has ever done this. So you're talking this the regular school white glue that we had. You're talking the rock, not the rock glue. What's that glue that comes out like it's on a sponge or whatever? I forgot what it's called.
Wait, what does it come out?
Use for crafts and stuff.
Oh yeah, I know.
Rubber cement type glue, whatever it is. So you have that super glue and then the original Gorilla Glue, not the one she used, but the original one. So you pass all that.
You went straight for the
several
granddaddy.
years.
You went straight for the boss.
And you went for the one that looks like it's in a moose can.
Yeah.
But obviously says
you got a gorilla in there flexing like this. Like, even we can't get this off.
Yeah. Come on. And then the internet the Twitter went wild with it, right? So they're talking about why did you do such a thing, or did you not have moose or hair product available? And then it's like,
then don't do it.
And she answered some of them, and then she's like, stop. She just stopped answering. And
you can't.
Then people started telling her how to get it out, and that was
yeah, this is how you
that
get
was
out.
fun.
You put more
like,
glue in to pull out the other glue.
They said use fingernail polish remover. They said use paint thinner. Which,
oh my God,
why would you use paint
why
thinner?
Would you listen to strangers telling you what to do? Like, your life is in danger right now. You got Gorilla Glue on your head that's seeping into your scalp and your skull.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they might have to do brain surgery to get this shit out.
People said to shave it. Even I said I didn't.
That's what I would have.
But even I thought shaving it. But then I thought about it at the long run, and shaving it would have gotten the surface hair off. Most of it, but just like whenever we shave, we don't ever get all the hair off.
Yeah, so the glue would have blocked any hair growing. You would have
blocked any hair growing, and you would have had that stubble there.
Yeah, you would just have like bumps on your head.
Yeah,
from inflammation or something.
So that would not have worked. What she did do, or I don't know if she did do it or if the doctor reached out to her, Dr. Ogano, something like that. He's a plastic surgeon out in California who did it for her. I don't know how that who reached out to who, but luckily enough that she did, because there was no other solutions. And even though she did, it still took him. His original thought was, I'll just use acetone along with like some other like.
But too much of that probably is poisonous or something.
Yeah. Plus, they also have. They call it surgical glue remover. Like it's a industrial grade glue remover, basically, but for surgical grade. But for surgical medical environments. Well,
we use this for big shit, like taking buildings apart.
He tried. Apparently, he tried that too, and neither one worked by themselves. So he literally had to combine the two, throw in another little thing, and take hours to undo all this.
And this is she all was grateful,
and she said she wasn't gonna. She said that she wasn't gonna sue.
Who's she gonna sue? Gorilla Glue?
Yeah.
For what?
That's what I'm like. I'm dumb, but I'm gonna sue you. That's the way I take it anyway.
Because it doesn't say don't put in your hair. Well, if it says don't eat it, then you probably shouldn't put it in your hair either.
Yeah. This is one of those things. Yeah.
Does I mean like that's like that? Okay, that's too much, right? That's like, does it have to say don't put in your eyes? Don't put in your nose. Don't, like, it's glue. Like, it's designed to stick.
I'm not gonna say this woman has some kind of mental defect or something, because I don't believe that. Because I think for one, she was smart enough to post the Instagram video to ask for help and to put it out there and to also ask for help.
Well, I kind of think
smart enough to do that.
She probably did it for
the
Instagram.
Likes.
Yeah, for the clout chaser. Whatever you call them.
And that's a point. And that's a valid point, because there's so many people there's so many people doing stupid stuff just to get on the gram.
Yeah,
Not to get on the gram, but to blow up on the gram. Even if it's something stupid that's only gonna last for one news cycle, they're still willing to do it.
Why is this a thing? Like, people have plenty of people have already died, doing dumb stuff for Instagram. Especially, remember, like the photos on the edge of cliffs type. Come on,
oh my
God, just shit like that.
No.
Oh, look.
Now, granted, I want to see the
Grand.
Take me back. I want to see the Grand Canyon. I've drove by it, but I remember I actually got to go to it. I want to see the Grand Canyon, and I will go within 20 feet of the cliff just to take a nice picture. Mm-hmm. But I'm not getting any closer than that.
That's it. I don't even care
if I'm close enough where you can push me over the cliff. I don't want to be that close.
Listen,
if I want to be where you can push me over and I'm going to fall on my face and there's still another 10 feet of cliff in front of me, I'm not trying to get close to that cliff.
Listen, I seen Free Solo, and that's as close as I'm getting to any type of ledge by watching somebody else do it, and he a professional rock climber, professional. I mean, he's been doing this a very long time, but these people, man, like, or like the videos with the dude, he be like climbing the sky. I don't know. He must be an adrenaline junkie.
And he freehand climbs, by the way.
Yeah.
He does it, no rope, just his fingers.
Yeah.
Stupid.
On a skateboard, on a ledge, on a skateboard, trying to do tricks. Like, what? Like, it's
What's
great.
The payoff?
Yeah, I was about to say it's great that you can, like, push yourself to the limits, and that's great and all. But like, what's the goal right here? Yeah, you know how you gonna die. He knows how he's gonna die, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's gonna slip and fall.
I remember for a while you had the companies who were paying these people to basically wear their products and go do these. I'm not gonna call it crazy, because crazy is okay. These insanely crazy things.
The probability of death is high.
Yeah, and there's no trade-off. So they would give them their clothes and stuff. Very little money, by the way. They didn't pay them a lot of money to do it. They did it by basically making them influencers and just giving them free stuff.
Do you think?
And
go ahead.
They would use this. They would use it on the commercials and stuff without paying these people and making a ton of cash for it.
Yeah, doing all this risky shit.
Doing all the risky shit, and the people doing the risky stuff you're not getting rich doing it.
Maybe they're just finding like people who are comfortable. I feel like people are more comfortable with dying. I feel like it's people they make it seem like this shit is not a big deal anymore.
Wait, no. I've been close to death more times than I can count. I never, ever want to be close to death ever again. It's not a fun thing to do. I'm saying it's not a fun thing to experience. No, I'm not talking about just in surgical area. I'm not just in the hospital. There's been other instances in other countries where I've been close to death. It is not fun. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I like motorcycles. I like skydiving. I like bungee jumping. I like rappelling. I like adrenaline. But I'm also smart about it. I'm not gonna just go to the top of the tallest building here in Tampa and decide, hey, you know what? This would be even better if I decide to eat a cheeseburger with my legs hanging over the side
and wear some rollerblades with my eyes closed.
Thank you. Exactly. No.
It worked on the ground. It should work up here.
Nah. That's just dumb. That's just dumb.
My God.
So let's so let's talk more about Super Bowl. Let's really get into our stories here. So Brady
is the GOAT, the best that.
Oh my God! I knew you were gonna say that.
Listen, the best that's ever done it, the best that ever will do it. Man. I think we're not gonna see something like this for another like 40, 50 years, probably. Just because he's still playing.
Nah.
You got to give at least a 20-year buffer until we consider somebody else.
No, I don't. I don't. I think.
Don't say Joe Montana. Okay. Don't say nobody from Miami. Don't say these. Listen.
Oh, okay.
Came to Tampa, Florida. He said, "Listen." He came out of the room in the spring training and said, "Y'all want a championship?"
I'm still gonna say that Joe Montana was the GOAT. He had the
now. Even team. Joe Montana says Brady's the GOAT. He's like, you know what? Get my name out of this conversation. This guy is doing unbelievable stuff.
That's nice. You said some believable things, but not that one. That one's just not believable.
I'm telling you, this guy is the god of football.
Now, here's what I will say. Just like in basketball, you have the greats. Hakeem Olajuwon. You have Michael Jordan. You have Larry Bird. You have LeBron. Of course, you have LeBron. You have Kobe Bryant. You have the greats. Now, in just those five, there's three that you consider the GOAT: Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron. Those are the three.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shuffle. It's a shuffle.
But I mean, right,
they're the same amount of people.
But in that whole thing, the one with the most rings is Jordan by a long shot.
Yeah, but Brady is just like no one's even close. 10 Super Bowl appearances. He got more rings. He got more rings. They were saying he got more rings than some franchises.
Which is true. He's got 7. The next closest one to him, which is Montana, has got 5. So it's not like
Brady does it with so much ease. It's like almost a sure bet. If he make it.
Okay, so Brady did it. Brady has done it now. Now there's a couple things with that. So before 4 years ago, there was a 10-year gap in Super Bowl appearances by Tom Brady and wins. There's a 10-year gap there.
Okay.
So I see 2012, 2014. So 11-year gap. There's 11-year gap where
he won in. I don't think he's ever been that big of a gap since he's won in 2002,
2003, and 2004. So 2004. So it was 10-year gap. It was a 10-year gap. So
he won in like 2009 or 7 or 8, one of them years.
It was a good big nice size gap. In football back in Montana's day, and football even in Steve Young's day, football back in Troy and Brett Favre's day. If you have that long period of time, even you go 3 years without a high playoff appearance, you're gone. So the fact that Belichick, and believe me, I don't like giving Belichick credit for anything, but the fact that Belichick kept Brady around even after the losses started happening is the reason.
Yeah, but
part of the reasons why Brady has the rings that he has. He revamped himself and said, "Okay, I've got to really learn this game. My skill isn't enough. I have to use my skill and my knowledge," which he did. So he's got 7 rings. But I think other quarterbacks in the past would have had more had they had the same opportunity that he got, which means keeping him on the team, giving him time to rebuild himself after losing.
So he had a drought 2005 to 2015. So 2 years. 2002, 2004, 2005, 2015, 2017, 2019, and then 2020, well, whatever this year.
Yeah,
damn.
Still got that 10-year. You still have a 10-year gap.
Yeah, but he was hurt one of those years.
10 years, man. That's a decade. Come on now. 10 years without a Super Bowl ring. You know for a fact there's no other team in the league that's going to keep you there that long.
Yeah, but it wasn't 1 year like a lockout year or something like that.
You mean the whole they had a strike. They ended up playing like 3 months.
But within those
like 2 months
but within those 10 years though, he made it, like he lost twice in the Super. He made it to the Super Bowl. So it wasn't like he didn't do anything. He 1 year he was injured. He was out the whole year with the when that one dude came in. Damn, what was his name? Jacoby Brissett, I think.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Jacoby
about
Brissett. And then he made it twice and lost to the Giants. So,
but even Matt Castle took them to the playoffs while Brady was out. So, I mean,
the Patriots are still a good team. I don't think like it was all him, but it was 90% him. 90% him. The reason what happened when he left this year, Patriots, irrelevant. Okay. I don't even know who their quarterback is now.
Cam.
He gone. He leaving. I already know Cam.
I think they might give him another year. I think they might give him another year just because they don't have anybody else ready.
Yeah, but Cam, like, he didn't look like he was comfortable playing for the Patriots.
No, Cam wasn't comfortable at all. Cam was not. He was
like, it's fucking freezing in New England. I don't know any of these players. Bill Belichick and his players. I don't think.
And Cam's a hard worker, but I think Belichick might hurt quarterbacks, honestly.
Might hurt him? What do you mean?
Yeah. Like, okay, so he had Brady for many years. So him and Brady had a relationship. Brady was always grateful to him for giving him the opportunity. So that was their relationship up until probably 2015 when Brady started realizing, hey, if I'm going to continue listening to this guy, I'm going to continue to lose. So I need to do some things. That might have been the conversation in Brady's head for all I know.
Maybe because Brady seems because he seems like he's the coach for some reason. Like when Bruce
after 2015, I will completely agree with you on that.
When Bruce Arians was talking, he was like, I don't really call the plays. You know what I mean? Like he just made it seem like, Brady goes in there, he does what he does, and that's it.
Yeah, but Bruce Arians kind of elaborated on that a little bit though, because he said, I don't call the plays.
But he's still a coach. I get it.
He's in the overall sense, he calls the plays. But I think Bruce Arians' strength is his management. He knows who to go out and get if they're available. Like when he was in Arizona had a couple winning seasons because he knew who could get. And even with the players that he had, which was
Right.
not like the top line players, he took them
Right.
playoffs quite a few times.
He's like a
Now,
he's like
now that he was able to get the people that he wanted to get and had an opportunity to get
right
a player that he wanted to get, you know, not just the coaching staff he wanted, but also players that he wanted to get.
You not only did you get the player you wanted, you got the best player you want to get. I think Brady's just like,
I will say he's a
coach's dream. He's a coach's dream. He's that guy that, you know, even me and you know, back in high school, college, whatever, when we used to play sports, like coaches were always like, you could tell they are always looking for that guy who is on the same
who's going to carry the
level,
team,
who can see what the coach sees and what to expect. I think Brady,
if the coach is any good, that is.
Brady is just that guy. He's like a coach. He's like a coach who's out there playing. Pretty much, he's like a player,
which
coach.
is
a really good coach.
Which is probably what he took that 10 years doing was really learning how to coach the game. Because if you're, I think that's why I like Peyton Manning so much. And as much as I like, and everyone knows as much as I like Peyton Manning, I would never say he's the GOAT. Not because he doesn't have the rings. It's just because Peyton's playing style would have never made him the GOAT. You know, it just wasn't. Peyton was a on-field, not choreographer, but director. He knew who to direct and what on the field.
Yeah, and you got to be, you know, at that position, like, you know, you got to throw the ball and run the plays and crap like that. But you got to like be able to. One, your coach has to trust you that you're gonna. If you switch it up, that you switch it up because you're making the right decision. And I think that's why Brady, he's just trustworthy, right? He's trustworthy. The coach knows that Brady's one of those players who were like Bruce Arians could be sick for like 2 months and would not worry at all because he knows Brady can handle it, right? He's just a coach that can throw the ball better than the rest of the coaches.
And this goes back to my point, but it's not just that Bruce Arians knew that he could trust what Brady was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He also could trust his offensive coordinator who worked closely with Brady. Yeah. So it wasn't just Brady coming up with the plays, and it wasn't just the offensive coordinator coming up with the plays.
Mm-hmm.
They both decided the plays. They both called the plays. And what they did was the offensive coordinator had 2 in the pocket that he called from the very beginning, and Brady had 2. So they had a field 2 and a sideline 2. And they decided between that, which Brady pretty much decided between those 4 which play to call.
I know, that's what I need to have my quarterback do. Hell, I'm like, yo, my flag football. I'm like, yo, you taking pointers from Brady? I need you to pay attention now. My quarterback be calling plays and then don't do the play.
But I still go back. But I still go back to the fact that no other player has been given the opportunity to stay at a team as long as Brady has, and it's not because of his wins. No matter how you play it, I don't think Belichick. I don't know if Belichick trusted him more. I think Belichick knew he had control over him. I don't think it was trust. I think it was control. I think Belichick knew he had control because Belichick even tried to trade Brady away a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm be probably happy he didn't do that shit.
Maybe.
Well, you know what I mean? Like that 2017, 2019 titles. I mean, the 2017 being Atlanta, that had to stand.
That one's done. Yeah.
And I forgot they beat the Rams in 2019. That was a boring ass game. That's why I forgot. I remember that.
It was. Yeah,
I was like, man, this is 13-3.
Because it was all defense. That's it. That's the thing. Brady didn't win that game. His defense won that game. And everyone, you ask anyone, they will all say, you know, that's why the game was won. As far as this last game, honestly, and not to take anything away from your GOAT, there was no deflate gate. There was no. I don't think there was any cheating. I don't think there was any overt cheating. There's always some cheating going on.
Yeah, I mean,
either a hold is held too long, or a pass interference doesn't get called. You know, there's always a little bit of cheating.
Right.
That's whatever. But there was no. I don't think there was any overt cheating going on. I think that Kansas City, and I said this. I said this before the game even started, before we even had the game. I said this on our last show. Yeah, I said this on our last show.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this still plays into it. You had a hurt Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, don't give no.
Just let me finish. Just hear it out.
All right.
You get to tell him to go. Let's hear out. I mean,
Go ahead.
I'm just
I'm listening.
getting out some fan theories here. So
listen.
you had it. So you had it, and I'm not saying they would have won. I'm saying this is why you didn't have a good football game.
Okay.
That's my own reason. So you had a hurt Patrick Mahomes from a cranked neck. I don't care. I don't think the turf toe affected him as much as people claim. I think that tackle when his neck got cranked, I think something got pulled, and I think that affected him more so. Because he still had that starry look in his eye when he was on the field for the game. So that had to play into it. Another thing, hold on. Another thing that played into it, and this to me, I think is one of the biggest things, is Andy Reid's son being arrested, or not being arrested, but hitting and injuring 2 kids and then being under investigation. Because of that, it has nothing to do with the players. A reach. That has nothing to do with the players. This is all about Andy. Andy's plays sucked this game. He did not call any good plays whatsoever.
That's when you need a Brady. That's when you need a Brady. I don't just go in the huddle like, nah, coach, that's a stupid play.
I can agree with you on that, because Mahomes is a good player. You can't take that away from him.
But he has to do what Andy Reid says.
He doesn't. I don't think he's got the game under wraps good enough to where Andy Reid can just go out and play.
Right.
So Andy Reid was not all there. Andy Reid was there, of course, but he's worried about his son. He just lost. Remember now, he lost Garrett to an OD.
Yes.
At training camp. So
that's usually motivation, Yeah, that's one of those like we do it for we did it for you type of stories.
Yeah, okay. Garrett would have been motivation, and that was when he was in Philadelphia. Britt, though, being out here, out in Kansas City with him, you're not. He was already okay. He was in the hospital, but he was okay. So you're not worried about him being injured. You're worried about him going to jail because he hit and killed.
I mean, this is the biggest game. You on the grand stage, like all that shit. You gotta.
But he's been there before, and he's been there before.
But that's not an excuse of why you don't.
Okay.
It's not like after the game, like we lost because my mind wasn't there.
No, of course he's not going to say that. But if you don't think that his son being in the hospital under investigation and possibly
I'm sure that it affected him
some severe jail time. And I'm talking about like Andy Reid isn't a young chicken. So if Britt gets 15 years for hurting these 2 kids,
he's not like 15 years. No, he's probably he's not going to do no. This is
not his. Oh no, he's doing time. This is not his first or second offense.
It's going to be like probation or like something stupid.
No. He's already done 2 years, by the way. So he's already had probation. He's already done time for these things. He's already had all the opportunities to basically make this go away the NFL way. Now he's facing the actual money's not going to stop.
So what you're saying is his son going to get in an accident, a DUI, I think it was, is the reason they lost the championship.
He's not getting a DUI. This guy, this is DUI with bodily injury and harm, which carries anywhere from 10 to 20 years in jail.
Yeah, but he's not gonna get that. I'm telling you right now, this dude's gonna be a free man with own probation or something like that.
No, he's already did 2 years. He already did 2. How are you gonna say someone who's already served time for drug offenses and not just drug offenses, but also weapon offenses is only going to just get probation? But how do you justify it?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can't, but when you got a lot of money involved, man, you'd be surprised.
But it didn't stop him from doing 2 years where no one got hurt. That's what I'm saying.
It said the girl that he hurt is awake now and responsive.
Yeah, that's just one. He hurt both of them. One was already released after a week. The other girl, she's obviously still in the hospital. So he's already had an offense where he had to serve time where he didn't hurt anyone. This is an offense where he is now hurt someone, is also a felon. He's already a felon. So he's already had 2 strikes basically.
So you saying all this is why he lost?
No, this isn't why they lost. What I'm saying is this is why Andy Reid's performance as a coach wasn't as stellar as it normally
Yeah, but
is.
you can't. I don't know. It's
Come
that's a
on,
hard.
let's think about the plays.
That's
Though.
a
Think about the
hard.
plays.
That's
the
a
line
reach,
fell.
man. Because you don't know what the other players are going
I'm
through.
not saying
You don't know what the other team is going through. Like you can't
you,
say, oh, he's dealing
okay,
with some
but you
bad stuff,
do.
so he should be coaching
As
horrible.
far, but you do though. I mean, you don't know if their wife
they all
is
go
angry at
into
them
it
or
with
anything that.
they all
But
go
you
into it with a
don't
game
know.
plan.
There is no other player
Mm-hmm.
in that game who was facing jail time at that point in time outside of Andy Reid's son.
No, but it's like it's other stuff.
Okay,
You know, it's
yes,
you know, it's a pressure of winning. It's a pressure
yes,
of winning in a home stadium. It's the
all
it's
that's going to play into
injuries.
it.
It's
But we're not talking about all that. What we're talking about is Andy Reid.
And Andy Reid is not the sole reason. He's not the one person who controls the game.
Did I say that though? I
yeah,
didn't.
But that's like
I said all this played into them not having a better performance. I didn't even say they were win.
I think Tampa was just a better team. At that day,
they lost. Okay.
The defense,
they've already lost.
Destroying Patrick Holmes.
No,
you can't say Andy Reid is the reason the defense was good. You know?
No, I can't. But I can say that the O-line sucked because Andy Reid wasn't as forceful as he normally is.
Yeah, but he's not the O-line coach though. It's not. He has nothing to do with the O-line.
He has something to do with the entire team. He's the head coach.
Yeah, but
he has a hand in every
OC,
aspect.
you got the coordinators, you got the QB coach,
and who do all those people answer to?
Yeah, but they don't. But they have a. It's not like it was the Super Bowl and then like it was their first game of the year. Like no, they had the game plan set. Andy Reid,
they had a game plan set.
Probably didn't even have to be there, and it would have been the same outcome.
No, because you're thinking you're putting a Brady quarterback in a position of a Mahomes quarterback. You had to have Andy Reid. Yes, because Andy Reid. Andy Reid calls the plays.
But
as far as Kansas City goes,
the Chiefs. This is not their first time, so it's not like.
No, but who calls the plays for Kansas City? Andy Reid. Not the offensive coordinator. Andy Reid calls those plays. He doesn't listen to his OC.
Right, but I'm sure Patrick Mahomes knows how to read the I'm sure he knows the probable plays that are going to be.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes has been in the league 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, but he's already
so he can't. He does not have the same knowledge that Andy Reid does when it comes to playing football. Come on.
Of course not, but he's still a Super Bowl winning quarterback. It's not like he's just like
he's
like
a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Not a Super Bowl coaching quarterback. He's not a repeat yet. For another, he's great quarterback. I think he's gonna be a great quarterback, but he's not the quarterback yet. He's not.
He's the second best quarterback in the league right now behind Brady.
No, easily. And that's the thing.
Even though Aaron Rodgers won the MVP.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's other quarterbacks in that conversation.
But okay. So for instance, Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but Patrick Mahomes is just he has the most potential. He's the most probably complete quarterback. Like he has a good team. He's a good quarterback on a good team.
He's a good quarterback on a good team, but
Aaron Rodgers is an overrated quarterback on a good team.
I do think there's some overration when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. I agree.
Especially on these Hail Mary catches. Like, come on, like that's pure just luck.
No, I've actually seen him practice. He actually practiced.
Oh, I mean, I'm saying like luck that the guy would catch it, in a crowd of 4 other people. That wasn't like a planned open pass.
I think it started out as just straight luck, but I think as the Fuhrer group, this like Odell Beckham's one-handed catch. Okay, when the Fuhrer kind of grew up at it, they decided to make this something that they practice more often to make it into the game. I think that because I've seen him practice the Hail Mary passes with his other wide receivers. Mm-hmm. He practices that religiously now versus before. I'm sure that first one when he did it in the great catch, I'm pretty sure that was a lot of luck. But I'm saying
the play is not designed for an open person.
But he's now designed it for not necessarily an open person, but there's now designed to where that the people who are running that play aren't as heavily guarded as the others. Because before if you look at it, you would have one wide out by himself, and you have the other three on the other side, and you have a tight end. But now if you look at it, you've now got 2 wide outs on each side with the third wide out going to wherever the football is going up to. So now you've got 3 in the same vicinity to catch his football. He's only throwing to one of those players. but no one else knows that except for the people on his team.
Yeah, I mean, give or take on that one.
I'm only but that comes with practice. Yes, but I don't think it's no longer called a Hail Mary for him. I think to him now at this point it's just a long pass because he knows where he's throwing to. He's practiced throwing a deep ball for so long that he just knows where that ball's going to go.
I think he's still overrated. He's still overrated.
Oh yeah, no.
Even though he's MVP.
Yes, I think he's I don't think he's highly overrated, but I do think he's overrated. I think on a different team, like if he was in Arizona, he would not have the same accolades he has now. But I think the same goes for Brady. Now, if you take Brady in 2010 and put him on a different team, I think you would have the same potential Aaron Rodgers wise. But I think that extra 5 years after that Brady really committed to learning not just the game, but how the game is played. Like he obviously knew the game, but I think Brady put time into learning how it actually plays out versus how tired does this person get after X, Y, Z play.
Right.
Or what calls does this one player make against his coach's call every single play because of this, because I do it this way. I think he really put more time into that versus just learning the plays. I think he started learning.
So he does more, is what you say.
So intricacies. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
That's all I'm saying. So anyway.
I have to use the bathroom. I don't think I could. Give me a second here. I've been on this for, I don't know why. I always have to pee in the middle of this for some reason. Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay, give me a second. Boom. Yeah, but I mean, like I was saying, Brady's to go. Aaron Rodgers is goat's milk, I guess.
I'm always
Patrick Mahomes is the cow.
I'm always gonna give you crap about it because for one, to me, the GOAT is gonna be Joe Montana, and
you can't say you can't. Oh my! You can no. You gotta let Joe go. What happened? Oh, I see your battery blinking. You gotta let Joe go. You gotta let Joe go. That's my new campaign. It's not. That's gonna be my new Sean's campaign. Let Joe go.
It's not happening. It's not. The fact that he's with Jared.
Okay, let me ask you this: what does Brady have to do in your eyes to make him the greatest? To be better than Joe?
There's nothing he can do. But at least I'm being honest about it because here's the I'm giving my reason.
Okay.
You're playing two different types of football.
Okay.
You have one part of football where the quarterback can get hit as much as humanly possible.
When did Joe play? In the 80s, right?
Late 80s, early 90s, yeah.
Okay.
So you had these players can come through, hit you as hard as they want to. There was no hiccups. You had to slow down. None of that stuff. Okay. You had different football then.
Kind of like it's kind of like the Jordan debate with back in the 90s and stuff, to where
But here's the difference with that. When it comes to the Jordan debate, the players are definitely different than they were then.
Right.
But the fouls were still the fouls there are still pretty much the same.
The rules they changed, but they didn't really it wasn't like a completely 180. Right. Okay.
Whereas football, pretty much now you can't tackle the quarterback at all. You have to
I
touch him and that's it.
The littlest sack, touch, poke to the eye is a 15-yard penalty plus a first down or something like that.
Yeah, if you're lucky not to get disqualified. So it's a whole thing. Okay. So that's why I'm not saying that. I've never said Brady's not a good quarterback. I mean, you've never heard me say that. You've never heard me say he's not.
You did say that. No.
I think he's a great quarterback. It's just, to me, it's an apple. It's a green apple versus a red delicious apple type of question. They're still both apples, but they're two different types.
That's a tough one. What's better, green or the red apple?
Depends on what you eat that day.
You know what? This may sound weird, but I think I'm a little bit more of a fan of the green apples for some reason. A little bit more sour.
Because you put a little caramel on them if you want to. Or not, depending. Yeah.
The reds are just they're too cliche, and they're they're never gonna get a bad name. Red apple, they this way, whatever you want to call it. But the green ones are just like that. They sneak in. They're like, I don't know about this.
And you can say the same thing. Red Delicious is a Joe Montana. He's your cliche quarterback. He played it the way it was played.
How about this? If Joe Montana said, Sean, Brady's better than me, would you be like? Would you still say no?
No, because I'm always gonna see it as two different time periods. It's just, and it is. You know it is. If someone now come to you and say, man, football's tough, man. Football's so tough. You know,
Like,
I put
right.
everything into it versus when you played.
Yeah, it was no
Come
rules.
on.
It was rules, but it wasn't like you could do. That was part of the game, though. That was just like, that's how it was played. I mean, now, I do respect like the protecting of the player. I think that's important.
I think it's great.
CTE, all that crap. That's really important. But yeah, it was just, that's just the way it is. And the thing is, 20 years from now, it's probably gonna be even more, protected. It's
probably gonna be like
it's gonna be flag. Yeah, it's gonna be touch. I play flags. I can't really talk shit, but it's guess because we can't play tackle. We could play tackle, we would, but it's gonna be more protected in the future. And eventually it's just gonna be chess. It's just gonna be video game football. Like, it wouldn't be real players. It would just be, virtual players.
All football is, and as much as I love the game, I'm still gonna say this is what it is. All football is the game of chess and the Colosseum, the game of the Roman Colosseum games. Put together. That's all it is.
It's all the same. Yeah, it's all. People just want to see other people hurt each other, not hurt each other, but like compete against each other.
They want to see.
They want to be on the side of winners
on the field, and that's
And the thing is, it's not even the game; it's more the fans. Like,
oh yeah,
if there were no fans, football wouldn't be a sport. Like, it wouldn't be enjoyable if people didn't watch.
And we just experienced that this past year.
Ratings
for football were down.
Yeah,
huge.
Huge. If you can't go watch it, like most people. I get it with Corona. Like, yeah, you need something to watch, but like it wasn't as appealing.
It wasn't as exciting without the fans in the stands, even though they pumped the sound in and all that.
Yeah,
it wasn't
but they can't fake that shit.
Yeah, you exactly. You can't fake some random person going, "You suck, Joe."
You suck, throwing a hot dog.
You can't fake that, And I think a lot of that was lost. A lot of that, because I play, when I watch the game here at the house, I play it pretty loud because I like to feel like I'm in the stadium. I like to feel the music behind the people behind me, all that stuff. So without that, and I turn it up, it just sounded empty.
It's weird.
It sounded empty.
You know who else makes the game? For some reason, the announcers. It's if I don't hear, what's his name? The guy who's always like, now here's a guy like, damn.
Oh, not Al Michaels. You got Al Michaels. You got Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, Brett something. God, what's his name?
Dude. I think my tooth is moving.
But I think you're talking about Al Michaels though.
Yeah, but those voices to where like it's about to be a game. Like, okay, all right. Yeah. It was pregame. Let's get it, buddies. Oh man, what a good year though. What a good season for us. Yeah, you're better. Blinking. You blinking.
Pause it.
Oh yeah, do you think?
Pause.
Here, I'll hit pause. One too many. Anyway,
all right, and we're back. So that's pretty much all I got to say about Super Bowl.
We the champs. I'm just happy we the champs, to be honest.
Yeah, we are the champs. And just so you know, and it's something I wanted to bring up before we move on. Because remember how I said I didn't know who to pick, or how I was rooting for both, and you're like, oh, you can't do that.
Both. That's what my dad does.
So here's the thing. All right. I actually chose Tampa Bay to win.
You chose Tampa Bay to win?
See, I knew you were going to say that.
You chose Tampa Bay to win?
I chose Tampa Bay to win, and to prove it to you, Yahoo Sports had that thing where you can kind of bet, but not really. So here is my sports book.
We got to see this. Show me. I need to see the proof. You gotta show me the sports books. You gotta see the bet, and I gotta see it before the 6 o'clock. Not no halftime bets like most people did.
No, you couldn't. You had to be in by 6. So
okay. Let's see. Here we go. Damn, what type of phone is that? That's a Samsung Universe. Note 20 Samsung Universe Galactic conversion. All right, let's see here.
All right, here it is. Here's where you can. I chose Tampa Bay to win. I said
I can't see that. He's showing me half a screen.
Oh, my bad. I'm sitting. I was showing it to my mic. I was showing it to my microphone.
Mr. Microphone, look what I chose. Microphone. What the hell? I can't see that.
I was showing it to my mic. So
let me see. I can kind of see. Hold on.
Light.
Just
The
look
light's
like it.
kind of light. Hold on, let me move the light a
Glaring
little bit.
screen. There you go. Pull it in some. Okay, let's see. You
That's
chose. I see some big head ass players in the bottom corner.
The light's not really helping me out too much here.
Nah. See, that's what happens when you got that Samsung Galaxy 12,000. Can't even see. So privacy screen. All it's showing me is a glare.
Anyway, I can tell you what my choices were. So I chose Tampa Bay to win.
Okay.
I said it was going to be over 56.5 points. I was wrong there.
What was the score? 31-9?
31. Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
So I was wrong on the points. I said it was going to be at least 3 fourth down tries. There were a lot more than that.
Okay.
So I lost that one.
Damn, you could bet like all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I let's see, what else was it? It was 4th down. It was over under. Oh, and I chose I said the MVP was going to be Brady. I was right about that.
Okay,
one.
Well, yeah, it's either going to be Brady or Mahomes or maybe Tyreek. What's his face? Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I was wrong on if on because I thought it was going to be what's his name, Ronald Jones was going to have the most yards rushing.
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette, who was the second choice. So you know, so I made my choice. So I actually did pick Tampa Bay to win, even though I was still iffy about it. You know, I'll show you in person when I can. But yeah, I did. I wanted to show it to you because like he's gonna call me out on this shit.
Believe me, no,
if I don't. But all right, so that's that one. You have anything to say about Vincent Jackson though?
Man, R.I.P. Vincent Jackson. What the hell happened? It's still an investigation underway, but it's like, I mean,
everything I've read so far, and you know, Reddit, Twitter, and all that stuff. No one knows why this happened. He disappeared from his family on February 11th.
Yeah.
On February 10th, he disappeared from his family.
It must have been some stuff going on.
11th. People are saying there's some stuff going on. People are saying, everyone's saying there's some stuff going on. People think it was illegal. Some people think it was mental. I personally think it was a mental thing. I think he had a break. Personally, I think
hopefully it's not like related to like the whole CTE thing. You know,
and the thing is that plays into it because as you know. Well, I don't know if you know this, but to inform our audience, so the NFL did put out, not NFL, I'm sorry, for the Super Bowl, the helmets that they're going to be using next year, they use in the final game of this year for the Super Bowl. This league-wide helmet change. He's supposed to be the best, most advanced.
Was it have like sensors given?
It's supposed to have like some sensors, some pressure plates, things that's going to keep your head safe.
Okay.
So
which they should have been had that, but I'm sure
there's been iterations of it. Like but
the NFL, I'm sure like it will kind of also like kind of expose like the amount of people who actually do get concussions. Yeah, that probably don't even say anything or just kind of shrug it off. Because like and a lot of your big name stars, that shit. I mean, you playing majority of the game, you can hit constantly, and maybe. As far as dollar amount, you can't afford to have them not play or, but I'm telling you, it's going to get worse and worse.
Well, I don't understand how an organization with as much money as NFL has, I don't say why I put it past and has, did they not research this before? Like the moment that I think the moment that it was the whole CTE thing became a question, not before it was exposed, but once it became a question, because it was a question long before it was exposed to us, that the people on the inside were talking about it and fights were going around.
Did you ever see that the movie with Will Smith?
Actually, I did see part of it, yeah. And that's where it kind of comes. So I think they should have done something back then to start researching. They waited until after the Will Smith movie came out of theaters, not till it was in theaters, but till the heat came from the movie. Well, it wasn't the movie that caused them. It was actually the people's response to, you have this much money, but yet you continue to treat the players.
That's how it works, though, man. The NFL ain't gonna do something about it until people actually care about it. Until they get exposed. Yeah. It's like the players ain't complaining. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, until they're in their sit season, they can't feed themselves, and they're like,
exactly.
why can I feed myself?
Well, but now like a lot of those, tough players back in the 80s and 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. Now they're getting up there to their 60s, right? So that's why it's starting to like, oh shit, all right, maybe. Because I mean, think of it, if you played in the 50s and you had a CTE or you got concussion or something like that, like you wouldn't really. I mean, even if you were in you'd be in your 60s by the time it was like the 80s, but there wasn't like as much, awareness.
It was there,
and like
but
nobody
the wasn't there.
Yeah,
right,
you didn't know what it came from. It's not like you go like on Facebook and like, share it with thousands of millions of people. So yeah, man, that's crazy. Hopefully that's not what happened with Vincent Jackson, but I mean, hate to see him go, man. He was a great Buck. He was a great Charger as well. And he was like a local hero pretty much.
Yeah, he was as far as the community concerned. I mean, he had plenty of events for the community,
especially veterans, actually.
Veterans and law enforcement, which wouldn't was it was great. I mean, he really reached out. So rest in peace, Vincent. I hope whatever was hurting him, is done and over with. I would have some feedback to his family. I hope it's, I hope he finds the peace that he.
Hope he did find it. Well, I mean, he found something.
I mean, so moving on, I definitely want to get on to this FCFL before we get in.
FCF, the fan called football league.
Yes, but before we get in that, just real quick, two things before we jump into that. How to do this? I'm gonna do the GameStop one first. GameStop. Big story is, like we just talked about on our last show, was people jumping in, using their life savings and things along those natures.
Idiots.
Well, and when how we said people shouldn't do it. Well, apparently a lot of people did, and they did it after it was big. So they tried to buy into it
too late
after.
That's what happens when you get your news from the newspaper.
It's
too late.
It was too late. It was too late. People have spent I've seen between $20,000 and $70,000 in between life insurance, or not life insurance, life savings, loan. Some people even took loans out. Just savings in general that people put into this thing. One was a teacher. That one is a graphic artist. They no longer have anything left.
Yeah, nothing to show for. One, they don't know what they're doing. Two, it's just like,
even if you don't know what you're doing,
this is why you should. The more money you have, you should have someone else manage it. Unless you're a financial advisor yourself and you know what you're doing.
That's true. That's true.
And one
because
thing,
any stuff. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, one thing they tell you, well, at least from my experience, is never in the stock market, never try to chase like a stock. You know what I mean?
No.
Or chase the hype, because by the time you find out, it's too late. Yeah, everybody knows, or it's too late, or you are the tipping point when most people already got out. So
once everyone knows it's too, when it comes to stock, once everyone knows it's too late.
Yeah, basically. If you didn't know ahead of time, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so it was one of those things, and just want to bring that up. Research, even if you don't know anything about stocks, research the companies that you want to put money into.
Yeah,
that way you at least know, because like the stocks that I purchase, these are all stocks that I know about. I know about what Plantronics does as far as electronics, as far as cheap electronics, and also high-end electronics. People don't know that Plantronics has some high-end electronics, but they do. Afria, it's a weed company, but it's not just a weed company. You have to know who's the subsidies of this company. Like truly, if it's a subsidy of Afria, you don't know that, but it is. GameStop, people who play games know about GameStop.
Terrible. So it was bankrupt in the first place. So they bankrupt in the first place.
GameStop was cool, back in the late 2000s, when it actually made sense.
You just had to buy a game.
Yeah, but now that everything's digital, and no one's really because no one's trading in.
Which is funny though, because you can't really sell a digital game.
You can't sell a digital.
You can sell a hard copy.
So the question is what's keeping GameStop afloat, really? I mean, honestly, because their revenue stream comes from the resale of games. It doesn't come from selling new systems. It doesn't come from any of the
hype is keeping them afloat. That's it. You don't even got it.
I think
It's a lot of companies who don't even have a product
that's true.
Just have concepts that are worth billions of dollars and haven't made one thing.
That's true. That's true. Like the blood capsule lady. Remember her?
Yeah, or
she could get all your blood readings from this little capsule, tiny bit of blood, and
if you
she
can
was
convince
a billionaire before she even did anything, and then now she's under criminal investigation. No, I'm sorry, she's been charged criminally, I believe, allegedly.
Well, because people get upset. People get upset. Well, but that's the people's own fault, not doing your due diligence, believing. I mean, you can believe in a product, if the science checks out, and and they, a lot of times they'll have like donors, who don't donate money, obviously, to the research, and they believe in it. They're big name people, and a lot of times if a big name celebrity or company, is on board with a startup with no product, and then the general public will get on board, but the general public ain't no billion-dollar company that can see when the shit is about to fail.
Exactly. And if you're a billion-dollar company, the chances of you failing are slim to none once you get to that point.
But if you're a little Joe Smo with a couple $1,000s in your back pocket, and stocks will eat that up real quick.
That's why you gotta so even if I am not a genius when it comes to stocks. If I was, I would not be sitting. I wouldn't be sitting here. Well, actually, I would be, because I do our show, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't be sitting here. We would be in our own studio that I bought known because I'm a genius at stocks, but that is not the case. But I do know the reason why I have not lost hundreds of dollars in stocks, I've actually made some, is because of research to companies that I'm looking to buy stock into.
Yeah, that's numero uno. Do your research.
Know the product. If you know your product, as long as if your product makes money, then you have a chance to buy stock in it. If the product doesn't make any money, then why buy stock in it? So with the GameStop craze, I didn't buy stock in GameStop. For one, I was late to the game. I kind of knew about it a little earlier than everybody else, but not early enough to really get a jump on it. Same as you. But my silver stock, is doing just fine.
Right.
So, and that's one of those things that people talk about after the fact, and people are not starting to buy into it. But I was already there. That's the way it goes.
Right.
I know. I wouldn't buy stock in gold, but gold's too expensive to buy stock in right now. Silver, it's expensive, but not as expensive as gold. So you do what you,
which is obviously makes sense.
So you research. Weed and COVID. I'll let you do this real quick.
Oh yeah, there was some study about smoking. I lost the story, but it was some study about how we can prevent the spread of COVID. I think it was something to do with some protein gene that's, produced. I mean, it's probably bullshit at the end of the day. It's probably just reason to smoke even more weed. But not that I do. I'm just saying if you do some now, you probably would do more. But yeah, I mean, it's that wouldn't that be just a fairy tale ending, right? If COVID was the COVID spread was prevented by inhaling marijuana. That'd be.
I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if that's why I haven't gotten it yet. For that to happen. I mean, I haven't gotten it yet, but I also don't really go out there like that.
I think it's more in the field of hey,
holistic, like a holistic.
I ate this edible, and now my anorexia has been cured because I now have these strange cravings to eat. It's that type of deal, It's just it's one or the other, but it doesn't really.
It's a byproduct. It's not really the actual product. It just happens to be a case, and I'm sure because if you think about how many people in California have COVID and have died from COVID, and California being a huge weed state,
exactly,
it doesn't quite work. You know?
I mean, and then the source is kind of, I've never heard of this this magazine or wherever this is, or this is not a scholarly journal or anything like that, but it's something to read and I guess tell your friends.
All right. Let's go ahead and do, before we get into what the Florida, this last story, because I really don't want to miss this story, even though I know you got your crunch for time. But the FCFL, let's go ahead and jump into that.
FCF?
What the Florida? FCF, is that
what it's called? FCF is the Fan Control Football League, which is.
See, to me, that would be FCFL, but I guess they're trying to keep away from me, the NFL.
Well, it's not probably not gonna be a league for much longer, but basically it's it's stupid. Not stupid. It's entertainment. It's a league that is the games are streamed on Twitch, and
Twitch,
basically the
okay.
fans can have some sort. I mean, they don't control the whole thing, but they can choose plays and stuff like that, and it's more of a gag type league. But Johnny Football plays in the league. He's a quarterback. His team lost this past weekend. Not surprising. And it's
What's
it's a
some of
joke.
the? Do you know some of the other players? Like, are they all like kind of like
No,
players?
no one. See, I didn't really watch it. I just kind of watched it in the highlights, but some of the names sounded familiar. But obviously the
Were these
quarterbacks,
troublemaker?
Manziel, Flowers. I don't know if that was a Brandon Flowers.
Jadavion Flower. No, that's Clowney.
He's a QB.
Flowers.
He was a QB.
Flowers.
But basically, it's like they just
Are these
bunch of
players
QB
who
runs.
cause these players who cause trouble in the league, and that's.
I think so. I think they're like a mix of players who probably played in like the XFL or arena football, or were great in college. Quentin Flowers were great in college, but in the mountain, or maybe got some trouble, or in the Canadian Football League. These are like, I wouldn't say the rejects because they're still, I think they're talented.
They're good. Yeah,
but they're not NFL
whatever,
talented.
Yeah, for whatever reason, either the talent's not there or the maturity wasn't there. But for whatever reason, they
Quentin Flowers. He actually went to South Florida, USF.
That sounds familiar.
That's why I was like, that sounded familiar, the last name. So yeah, Quentin Flowers. He plays, and he was the best QB in USF history.
Yeah.
He was even better than the fan league.
He was better than Blake. I think it was Blake Bortles or whatever for Jacksonville. He was a lot better than him.
I mean, it was fun to watch.
I think he got into like some off-field trouble, like a DUI.
I think most of these guys have gotten in some form of some form of trouble throughout their careers. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised Josh Gordon isn't playing for one of these teams.
Yeah.
But he's a different case. How many times can you get a trophy for the same thing?
But Manziel. Yeah, I mean, just saying.
Money Manziel.
That's the reason why. Allegedly, this is why I've only read news. So allegedly, one of the reasons why Manziel is only playing football in Canada is because he got in trouble in Canada as well.
Yeah, that's
as far as he was some on-field antics, and then he did some stuff like out in the like Calgary area or whatever. That he actually got into actual trouble out like the city. I think it was a fight or something like that. So he caused same issues he was causing here.
Yep.
He caused up there. So he was good for a little while. He was good for a little while, like 2 or 3 seasons, I guess.
I think he had like some alcohol, just partying issues.
Yeah, he still had the same issue. Still had the same alcohol issues.
Yeah, like it was funny after the game in an interview, and he was like, "Win or lose, we still booze." It's like,
pretty much.
Hey, at least he's like owning it.
Stay true to himself. Yeah,
check it out. I think it's on Saturdays. I think that's when they have like maybe 1 or 2 games a week, but definitely on Saturdays. I wouldn't say it's a joke, but it's pretty funny. So
I'm gonna check it out. I'm definitely gonna check that out. That's
live on Twitch. Pick the plays, QB runs, Hail Marys, and blitzes. It's literally a video game.
All right, I'll have to check it out. Well, as far as our stories go, I had a couple more, but we do not have time for it, so we'll get to that next week. Do you have anything else, partner?
I am golden.
All right. So with that being said, we're gonna do What the Florida. Are you ready?
It. I'm ready. Born ready, baby. Born ready.
All right. So let's play What the Florida. Now, for all those of you who are new to the game, I'm gonna read 3 stories. He's gonna tell me where they happen at in Florida. He's not gonna say the city. He's gonna say North Florida middle. I'm gonna tell him he's probably wrong, and then we're gonna move on to the next story. So, with all that being said, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready. Right, first story. That's gonna be one of those. So I'm gonna ask this one. Florida man tells cop that he was protesting for civil rights by showing his penis to traffic, but was now finished and wanted to go home.
Okay. All right. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's reasonable. Okay. All right. Here's a story. This story comes from, actually, it's a local radio station, 94.1. It's from Orlando, and the Freak Show found this story. A man named Raleigh James Cushman was arrested for indecent exposure after he told police that he was protesting for civil rights by showing his penis to traffic. So, what exactly did Riley do? He had his pants down to his knees, holding his penis while facing traffic in a vulgar manner. We can all guess what that vulgar manner was. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. after police, After a police officer witnessed his actions, he pulled up his pants and began walking away. When questioned, he told the cop that he was protesting for civil rights, showing his penis to traffic, but was not finished and wanted to go home.
Okay. I mean, where did that happen? I'm just kidding. I was about to catch you. I was going to say, where did that happen?
That's straight. Cushman was. This is okay. This is happening at 3:30 p.m. I'll give you the time of day. Cushman's display resulted in his arrest for exposure of sexual organs, a misdemeanor. He at least got lucky there.
You got a misdemeanor? You should be on the sex
misdemeanor.
offenders list.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. He was. I don't know how you got a misdemeanor. You get a sex offender if you pee in the wrong place. Come on now.
He must have knew the cop.
That's what I'm thinking. He was booked into the county jail where he is being held in lieu of a hundred.
In lieu of
Guess I can't ask you to guess because it's part of the show, but you won't believe. But his
bail,
his bond is $150.
So I mean, that's probably like the littlest you can charge somebody.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't even, why even arrest him if that's the circumstances?
But he's got to pay what, $15 to get out?
Yeah, I think what, 10%? Yeah, $15. $15 to. Oh, I mean,
and this is a misdemeanor. That's probably the way they made this misdemeanor sound. It's gonna go away. But anyway, that's the story.
Okay.
That's one. Story number 2.
Aww.
This one's a little bit better. Oh man. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, this is a black man that did this.
Okay.
The reason why, because it makes sense once you hear the story.
Okay.
And yes, the last story, not that we do race here or whatever, but the last story has nothing to do with race. This one is, you'll understand.
Okay.
Florida man 48 steals fiance's ring to give a proposal to another woman.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. He stole his girlfriend's ring, his fiance's ring. Oh, so he changed his mind.
Yeah, that's a little more than change your mind. Okay, so
I mean, why buy 2 rings? We just take the other one you just took, or you just gave.
That would make more sense, because here's the thing. So he met both people on OkCupid.
Okay.
They both dump him and report him to cops. That's the title.
So wait, so why she accept the ring in the first place? If
Joseph Davis, 48, is wanted for allegedly stealing $6,270 worth of jewelry from his girlfriend.
Okay, so he stole more than just a ring then.
I'm thinking that's probably just a ring.
Okay.
Oh no, it says I'm sorry, excuse me. It says including an engagement ring. Davis is accused of then giving that jewelry to a second woman. He met the woman on dating site OkCupid in 2015 and 2016.
Okay.
Using fake names. The county police report that he is a convicted felon wanted on charges in Oregon and North Carolina, including a hit and run and domestic assault.
Okay.
Davis, what are you doing, man?
What the hell are you doing?
I mean, come on.
You committed into these relationships, and you're reneging at the end. Like
and you're on the run, and you've been on the run for some years, apparently.
He's a serial dater. Some people are like that. They just like dating people.
That's
like everyone. I know a few people like that. They just got to be dating somebody.
I don't fully. Okay, so let me finish reading the story. So Joseph 48 is wanted on a felony charge for reportedly stealing around $6,270 worth of jewelry from his girlfriend, including the ring he gave to her when he proposed and a ring that belonged to her grandmother. He is accused of using the engagement ring to propose to a second woman 30 miles away. Now the woman, who both ended their relationships with the man they knew as Joe Brown and Marcus Brown have teamed up with police to bring him in for questioning. There's a story to this, and I'll only read this part of this. I'll only read the statement, but the story is on dailymail.uk, just so people want to read the story because it's a good story. But anyway, there's a statement posted on Facebook. The county detectives wrote, several other pieces of jewelry were missing, including a diamond ring that belonged to her grandmother. The total value stolen property was about $6,270. When the victim confronted Brown about the thefts, she also sent messages to the second fiance and recovered some of her belongings. So he gave some stuff back.
Oh, fuck that! You know, steal it all. Right?
Yeah, pity. I'm surprised they didn't get him then. But he is, like I said, he is on the run. He has not been caught. So that is story number 2.
You said that large.
Oh yeah. Let me read this last part.
You know how you catch him? Just make another OK Cupid profile. Just catfish him. That's how you get him.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this last part before moving next story. The police added that Davis had a record as a convicted felon, as I've already said, out of Oregon and North Carolina, and has an active arrest warrant out of Oregon for a hit and run crash with injuries. They added his prior arrests include possession of fictitious ID, filing a false police report, domestic assault, and possession of cocaine with intent to sell in one of his out-of-state booking records from 2014. The jail listed a tattoo described as a cross with "Only God Can Judge Me" on his left arm. Identical to the tattoo both victims described the boyfriend fiance as having.
So they got the right guy.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm going to put this part. I hope this is just a shirt the guy decided to wear, but he's got a shirt that says Army on the front of it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's just a shirt.
Master of disguise, apparently.
Yeah. I'm hoping that he's not an actual veteran. Anyway, like myself. That's story 2. Now, as I said before, and I know you got to go, so we'll make this real quick. As I said before, I was giving you a choice between the last 2 stories, 3 that I was going to give you. So I can either tell you the story about a Florida man with a tattoo of Florida on his forehead, or I can give you a story about where is it? A Florida man who has his big rig and pickup truck covered in human waste. Which one?
Let's go with the first one with the tattoo on the forehead.
Tattoo guy.
Yeah.
All right. Florida man with a silhouette of Florida tattooed on his forehead calls 911 for a
silhouette.
For the silhouette of Florida tattooed right here. By the way,
okay. I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Right here. Calls 911 for a ride while holding weed.
Well, I mean, if you was in Oregon, you'd be straight. But here, they pick you up with the drug sniffing dogs.
Yeah.
The weed sniffing dogs.
A man with a big, bold tattoo of Florida in the middle of his forehead repeatedly called 911 to ask for a ride home because he didn't have money for a taxi, according to the sheriff's office.
Like that happens a lot. A lot of times people call the cops when they need a ride for something stupid. Take me to the grocery store. Take me to the DMV. Take me to this. Take me to that. Take me to this. They take you straight to jail. That's the only place they take you.
You better start walking. I had to walk. I don't know how.
I ain't never seen a cop take somebody else not to jail.
Nah. If I'm getting in a car, that means I'm getting one or two things: arrested or a ride along. And more likely, I'm getting arrested. I'm just saying.
You know. Yeah. Shit.
Records show 22-year-old Matthew Letham of a city called 911 4 times between 3:17 and 4:22 a.m. Sunday to ask for a ride home. Wow. So he wasn't even just doing it during the. Wow. I'm trying to find a ride home. I give up. They don't say what expletive is.
Does he live really far or something?
I'm trying to find an expletive ride home, let them say in the first call. He laughed at times and seemed to not know where exactly he was. He said he'd been drinking a little bit. I've been out here for like an hour. I thought I tried to call it a ride home or what, like a Lyft or an Uber, but I ain't got none yet. Let him say it in the call. And let me read that statement again. That was his exact words, by the way. I've been out here for like an hour. I thought I tried to call it a ride home or what, like a Lyft or an Uber, but I ain't got none yet.
Makes perfect sense. All right. So he need a ride. Yeah, he need a ride. Right.
Yeah. He claimed he called the wrong number, but then called back a second time at 3:23 a.m. He said it pretty much the same thing. I ain't able to call a Lyft right now. It's only letting me call this number, so I figured at Lyft I'll call this number and I'll pick up a Lyft.
So the first story,
it continues on that way. But
story, dude,
time crunch. Go ahead.
With his junk out on the highway, on the street, whatever he was doing. Oh man, I'm gonna say that was here, not here, but I'm gonna say Central Florida.
Say it's Central Florida. So you going by the fact that I said Orlando and the Freak Show, huh? That's what you're using?
Nah, I completely forgot about that, but I just got a feeling this is Central Florida.
It happened in Palm Harbor in Tampa.
Yeah. See, what did I knew it was near. All right, 1 for 1.
The dude on the run after stealing the engagement ring.
Okay, Cupid guy. I'm gonna say that's. Guy. I think this is a trick one, so I'm gonna say it's here as well. I'm gonna say Central Florida again. That sounds like something that will happen in Orlando.
Something that will happen in Orlando. Did you read these stories ahead of time?
No, I'm just guessing. This is straight. Is that right? Is it in Orlando?
It happened in Orlando. Yeah. It technically happened in Daytona and Orlando, Volusia County, and also Orlando.
Don't matter to me. 2 for 2. Last
All right,
story.
let's see if you get a third one.
Okay, Mr. Calling the Cops to get a ride. Could this be the trifecta in the same spot? Could this be the one? Nah, I don't think so. I'm gonna say this is North Florida. Final answer.
Damn, you should have went with the trifecta.
Damn it! I knew it was. It
happened in Pasco County, Hudson. It happened in Hudson of Pasco County.
What was the second? What was the other story?
Where was the other story? Well, I'm not gonna take it back because I'm gonna probably use it. But I will tell you in case you happen to hear about it. Crash leaves Florida man's pickup and Big Rig covered in human waste.
What the fuck you running to? A dump truck or something? Or is
no? So that actually, here's what's funny. Someone actually hit him and then took off running.
What the?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna think about that one.
The guy who ran away was driving a truck full of human waste, and he hit his Big Rig.
Who's driving a truck full of human waste?
The guy who ran
just
off.
A sewage company, I guess. Or porta potty.
He ran off. It's quite comical, but if you can guess it, I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna say South because that sounds shit. South.
Damn. All right, you're 4 for 4.
Hey.
No, sorry, 3 for 4.
Whatever, I'll take it.
3 for 4. It happened in Hollywood, Florida. In Hollywood, Florida, of course, that's Miami area. So with that being said,
I'll take it.
He said apparently the driver lost control and he said that the driver lost control, crossed over me, and crashed in front of a home. I guess it came over a road track. He doesn't know why, but that's the story.
Sounds poopy.
But yep. Anyway, do you have anything else?
I am golden.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else either because, we've been doing this for a while now. So with that being said, this has been the weekly review at Sean's Rock. I am Sean the Keener Toriers.
And it's your boy Rock Mike. Peace.
Thank you for listening.